What's going on, my fellow DC Universe and Marvel fans? GCDC here, and today we'll be reviewing Deadpool vs. Carnage. Just letting you know, like usual, there will be a little bit of spoilers. So let's get started. This graphic novel is not part of the Deadpool Kills Marvel comic series. It's its own deal. In fact, a really good yet kinda quick series. This graphic novel contains Deadpool vs. Carnage issues number 1 through 4, as well as Superior Carnage Annual number 1. This is my first but not last Marvel review, and I'm glad to be doing it on Deadpool vs. Carnage. Going to my local comic store, I came across Deadpool vs. Carnage, and the cover art already grabbed my attention. Something in my mind told me to read this and enjoy it while you can, because like any other comic, graphic novel, etc., it will come to an end. I really took my time with this graphic novel because that's how much I enjoyed reading it. Kinda like when you play a game and you don't want to waste it all in one night, so you save it and save it for another day. It led me to want to read Deadpool Kills Marvel. However, I know it will take a while to gather every graphic novel for that comic series, but I'm sure it would have been worth it at the end. First off, let me say right off the bat that Deadpool vs. Carnage is not for everyone. What I mean is, if you don't like blood, guts, and brief adult language, then this might not be suited for you, viewers and readers. Otherwise, enjoy. Deadpool vs. Carnage is packed with action, humor, and is one hell of a bloody mess. But of course you would expect all of this from either a Deadpool or Carnage comic. Yet this is both combined in one series, so it is really good. First, I would say that the dialogue is probably the key factor to this comic series. It seems like you're not just reading their words. No, it seems like you can hear their voice, and your imagination pretty much gives you this idea of what Deadpool's voice and Carnage's voice sounds like. Almost as if you got one of those books that comes with a cassette tape and reads it to you. You would of course hear a silly voice for Deadpool and a kind of monstrous voice for Carnage. The back and forth dialogue is phenomenal. Now the artwork, total mind blower. I mean, this graphic novel seriously is a bloody mess. Also, the transformations from when both are messing each other up during the fights, or when Carnage shapeshifts in a way with his tentacles is pretty hype. Even some of the imaging from Superior Carnage Annual number 1 is kinda creepy from the darkness. So let's get started with the brief overview of the story. Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage, has escaped from his mental asylum as shown in Superior Carnage, and going on a killing spree. I mean, what else is a psychotic symbiote going to do during the day? Go out to one of those parks and play some good old chess with a couple of old timers? I don't think so. So Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, is just sitting on a couch enjoying some cereal and sees Carnage going on a rampage. He believes the world is trying to give him signs to go after and stop Carnage. So he goes to find him, and things get messy as you would expect it to. And it's funny that Carnage is taking these fights seriously, and Deadpool always jokes around when getting hurt. I mean, we all know the old classic Deadpool. I mean, if you are never going to die, you shouldn't have to fear anything. Later on, Carnage kind of gets manipulated by Deadpool messing with his mind, which gives Deadpool a good vantage point. However, Carnage with his abilities gives him a great vantage point as well. The fighting story is really good, and I know you guys will enjoy it, especially what Deadpool has to do to stop Carnage at the end. But of course, I don't want to spoil too much of the story. I'm really trying to refuse to tell you guys a lot, because I want you dudes to read it and enjoy it as much as I did. I'd never really read a Carnage comic, but reading this really got me wanting to read more. The one thing I never got, though, was why people like Venom out of all the other symbiotes. I mean, he is the most basic of all of them. And for those that don't know, all symbiotes pretty much came from Venom, even Carnage. I mean, I guess he's badass and all, but it's your own reasons for liking him. Deadpool, you can kind of decide for yourself if he's a good guy or bad guy. To me, he's a guy that has a reason for what he does, whether it being good or bad. Also, Deadpool vs. Carnage, I mean, the title says it all, has the two most favorite, hype, and famous characters in the Marvel Universe, and now they're in a death battle. So it's kind of like, why wouldn't comic fans like this series? But even though I like DC Universe more, when I saw Deadpool vs. Carnage, I just had to get it. Well, thanks guys for watching another review. I hope you guys enjoyed reading it. Tune in next time for my next review, and I will see you soon. Later, dudes.